So Dallan, this is going to be fun because I actually have not talked to you. I like usually if I know the person, I have to be like, yeah, tell us that this is brand new. We're going to pretend that no one's even watching. I'm just doing an interview with you. But yeah, so let's start off there, man. So are you from Phoenix?
No, I grew up in Utah.
Oh,
Came here. I just wanted to get a different, change of scenery and something warmer. Palm trees are like my vibe, man.
dude.
Palm trees and sun. So
Doesn't the palm trees like kind of overlooking the pool just make you want to just make money? Is it just me?
it goes hand in hand. I don't know what it is. It just puts the money vibe off.
So true, bro. I live in St. George. It's not Vegas, it's not Phoenix, but like I have palm trees and it's like an area you can have a pool. It has the same kind of climate. And same thing,
Mm,
bro. It's just that palm trees, the pool, nice driveway, paved streets, and it just has the money vibe, dude.
love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get it. What part of Utah are you from?
you know, Orem originally, but my parents moved me down to a small town called Santaquin. You heard of it?
Yeah.
It's like south of Payson, dude. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
consider myself a city guy, but I grew up in like such a small town. So I was just irking to get out. I
What
was like,
school is that, by the way? What high school?
Payson.
Payson High School, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I don't know that area as much. I'm from Southern Utah, but dude, yeah, I feel you, bro. Getting out into the Phoenix, dude. So, shout out to our boy. Why can't I not think of his name? What's our boy that's dating Jenner? That's on the Suns.
Um,
Booker?
you're not talking about Booker, are you? Is Booker? Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that's a
Booker and KD.
way bigger score than whatever he's doing in the league, dude. Come on, chess move, baby.
No,
Jason
I love
Allred.
the
What's that?
no, I was just gonna say I love the promo pick on this, dude. I wanted to hear your thoughts real quick on the fight, the Tyson Jake Paul fight.
Oh, let's talk about it really quick. By the way, Jason Allred said he's living where I'm living. It must be in Santa Quinn, dude. So
Oh
Jason,
yeah.
let's be
Let's go.
let's go. And dude, I love seeing the bucked up, dude. Utah repping. Let's go.
Mhm.
Yeah, so Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, guys, don't really care as much. I'm so much more interested in like how Jake's such a marketing genius.
I
Like,
figured, yeah.
yeah, like obviously
Amazing.
the fight, they're getting so stupid at this point.
They're
Like
pretty
how retarded. It's like, dude, it's Mike Tyson, but dude is so old. Like, I saw Mike Tyson in Vegas at a gym one time, and
yeah.
he was like walking around. Kyle was actually with me, dude. Okay. And then my brother was with me, and he was like walking around, and he was just like no headphones. Like, when somebody is like fighting demons when they're going to the gym, no headphones. You go to the
That's
gym, no
great.
headphones, bro, you fighting demons, dude. The only thing past that is if you go to the gym, no headphones, no pre-workout, and you're in like Timberland work boots.
Oh
And dude,
yeah.
you got some demon energy. So he's walking around, no headphones, and he's just like cracking his neck. And we're like, dude, should we get a picture? Should we get a picture? And then we got scared, dude. We're like, he's the guy that would like unload on somebody and just snap. So we chickened out. Like, obviously, I regret not asking it, but dude, old Iron Mike. So I mean, is it cool? Yeah, but it's just weird. It's like,
It's
so
weird. Yeah,
yeah,
we'll
it's
see.
getting stupid, dude.
Yeah, that's fair, man. We'll see what happens.
Like the YouTuber fights were so like, oh, there's all this beef, and now I feel like they're just kind of. I think there needs to be an evolution. Like, I think the bare knuckle fights are more interesting now, or the slap competition, dude. Those are crazy.
Yeah, the
Unreal.
backyards.
Yeah. So, but yeah, my guess is that dude, I actually don't know. I would imagine that Tyson will thump him because he's just Tyson and he's just crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Jake
I think he
Paul.
might get gassed, dude. I think Tyson, if he lands for sure, but I think he's just old and wants some action. But I
He
don't know
wants
if he can
money,
go
bro.
rounds, man.
That dude can be bought. And the other thing too is like, so I went to the Jake Paul when he fought Silva in Arizona.
Hmm.
So like that would be a fun one to go to, but it's getting to be ridiculous. It's almost turning into like WWE.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird. But guys, for anyone that hates on Jake Paul, dude, of course he's obnoxious. but like you cannot doubt, like the guy is a marketing genius. He is smart and he gets it. And they're also streaming it on Netflix.
That's
And
sick.
it's instead of pay-per-view, which there's got to be some backyard deal there. Like he doesn't do, it's all
Yeah.
calculated. And you know what's funny
Yeah.
about him is he puts off the I'm kind of this stupid bro. Dude's genius, obviously.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I'm fascinated
Cool.
to follow it more than I am to watch it, if that makes sense.
Fair assessment.
So we got Lincoln Hunt in the house. We got Eric Funk, and yeah, let's do this, bro. Okay, so from Utah, moved to Phoenix. Why did you decide on this business model instead of any whatever drop shipping, freaking what's Tate's Hustlers University, blah, all these other models that are out there getting pushed on the internet? Why did you land on website rental, digital real estate?
Yeah, I mean, and going back to what you said originally at the beginning of the call, I believe anyone can do this and do it successfully. I think it's literally something anyone can do. I happen to have like a slight tech background, so I worked for a web hosting company for a long time.
BlueHost
Um, BlueHost,
out of Utah,
yes,
baby, of course.
you bet. Sick company. Not really, but
They give
it
good
sucked.
commissions. Sorry,
Oh yeah,
they got to give
they
good
used
affiliate
to.
because they're always the people are doing in blogs. They must give killer
Right.
affiliates.
Yeah, they got bought out. I actually came to Arizona with, they got bought out. I followed them anyways. So I had a background in like websites and, never got into rank and rent or digital, anything like that. But I just had a really good, solid understanding of, you can make money online. It's a great like tool for leverage, the internet's amazing. And again, sorry to burst your bubble. I got into door-to-door sales. I love business. I love sales. And I kind of saw the two as like just a really, and a lot of what, you said resonated with me just in the beginning training, because I'm like, dude, I see your background. I see things are adding up. I was like, this guy is actually like, from what I can tell, 100% legit, right? This was
We're
like
really good at faking it. It's like either way.
we're super good. No, but I mean, I had
Yeah,
enough data from my background to be like 1 + 1 = 2.
yeah.
And the other thing is cool. It's like, I mean, you're clearly making money on it. It's like I could go out there and do a lot of things that just make me a quick buck, but like it's cool to really add value to people and to businesses, small businesses, and like get a return from that, get karma, whatever you want to call it. So the fact that you're like, giving back to community, helping grow businesses, and it's just a cool model that puts together like sales, the internet, and like having a purpose kind of, and like giving back, you know what I mean? So that's kind of why I sent it.
That's dope, dude. Tell these guys because I always think about this. By the way, pest control, alarm, solar, what you
Yeah,
sell?
I sell pest control door. That's like my main job right now.
Oh, no,
So
so you're still doing okay, cool. So, okay, so how much different is the sale with like selling leads versus selling something like pest control? Because could you argue, yeah, I guess with pest control, you can kind of argue that you do need it to some degree, but you're definitely not getting an ROI. It's not paying for itself. You know what I mean? So, like,
right,
for me, going from selling home security systems, again, you can argue, yeah, peace of mind, but which I get it, but it was an
sure,
expense, right? Pest control is an expense. With this, you're actually selling something, and no bullshit, this thing can pay for itself, and it should pay for
for
itself two,
sure.
three, four, 5x. It's like it's such a different sale, in my opinion. What's your experience been like doing that compared to like pest control?
No, dude, pest control and any other door to door or any most sales where you have to really like build that urgency, build that value. Clearly, there's got to be urgency here as well, but it's like pulling teeth sometimes. Like you go out there, you give so much to get the sale, and this is like as long as you do your market research right, you set up the sale correctly. Like you said, it sells itself. Like I would much rather like have these conversations and these sales. They're it's like a lay down. It's just kind of like that makes sense to me. I see the value. You've provided value. Like let's do it instead of just having to like you don't have to say as much because the value's there. They see it and they feel it.
Yeah. It's like to me, when I was doing security, I had to be very like I had to sell emotionally, right?
Mhm.
They had to like buy emotionally, justify logically. What I found
Mhm.
with this is it's very logical. It's like, okay,
Right.
you need leads. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, good. You're not an idiot. Where are you going to get them? Well, I don't know. Okay, well, or you're buying them from the source. Okay, so you need leads, and here's the math. Here's the calculator. This is your closing percentage you told me. Here's your profit margin you told me. Here's what will happen if I give you this many. Here's what happens if I give it. It's like it's this logical, like yes, no, black, white. And I send you leads, you send me money. It's not like, oh, we need to make sure that we're gonna have peace of mind, and we're gonna make sure that the black widows don't come in and bite my daughter, the scorpions, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, dude, I've done all that stuff, man. And
But from like a longevity perspective, or growth perspective, or even just day to day, like it takes, again, like so much emotional, like your emotional energy to go out and do a lot of these other things. But with this, again, you just line it up, you make sure your research is good, and it takes a lot less energy, so you can go, put that back into your family, put that back into whatever else you're doing, so you're not drained at the end of the day. So it's pretty cool.
tell these guys about the difference between well, first of all, a couple things. Number one is tell them like what a normal day looks like for a door-to-door salesperson doing pest control. Dude, y'all work longer hours than even alarm. So just because I don't want people to think I'm full of crap, like tell these guys what an average day looks like for somebody that's doing pest control door to door. So they could see how easy we actually have it in this business.
Yeah, I mean, so I came from the traditional like summer sales model. I've kind of moved on to like I just
Full
turned
time.
it into full-time career-ish. So, but I mean, a real day is like, you get up, eat super quick, like rush out the door. You got a meeting, you better be on time or you're gonna catch a bunch of shit. You're, engaged in the meeting, role playing, whatever. You leave, you go straight out to doors and just get knocking. And like some guys skip lunch, some guys all go all the way to the dark. Like you're on doors from, as soon as you're out the meeting, like 10 to like dark. So summertime, that's like 10 a.m. to like almost 10 p.m. And you're just stacking as much revenue as you can, because it's just like an arms race to get like as much as you can before the summer ends. So it's a grind, dude, for
Like
sure.
literally, I don't think like thinking about doing it now because I've been out of the game for so long. It's so crazy to think like, and we used to like not start until 1:32 because
Yeah.
uh I don't know why, to be honest. We were like, well, people aren't home, but like
People aren't home. Yeah. Yeah.
that's the thought process. But even then, let's say 7 hours, 7 hours of solid door to door
Yep.
summer heat. Let's say you're in Phoenix. Let's say you're in
Yep.
freaking Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia. It's muggy, it's hot. You're there, dry heat, humid heat. And you're literally like, we're scared of getting on and like, I'm going to make phone calls for 30 minutes.
Hmm.
People are like so terrified. And for every single day of your life, you're out there 7 to 10 hours, just offer, asking for money. I know with you guys, a lot of that's on the doorstep, but sometimes you're at a closing table on the doorstep. It's just like,
Sure.
you're just asking for money. So I guess what I would like to, and I say this a lot, we have it so easy with what we do here is not only are we under our AC, right? In the comfort of our home, but we're also not, it's not that intimidating because you're on a phone. You don't have to get the door slammed. You don't have to, I'm sure you've had the gun pulled and the F word thrown and the guy chasing you and the cops called and all the way up to the freaking bad moms trying to, you
Yeah.
all of that, dude.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a phone aspect. We even on last week's call even talked about texting. It's like, dude, how many different businesses can you just like shoot out a text and like potentially add that much value that you can get a sale? Like, dude, there's no way I could just get a list of numbers and like text people and be like, hey, I want to do your pest control. They'd be like, dude, like they would never text me back. But you shoot a text to a business owner that says, hey, I have X proposal, like let's hop on a call, and they text you back. Like that's crazy. So
Heck
it's
yeah.
cool, man. It's a cool model.
Yeah, I do remember thinking as I was in, and I only did the summer model, and what he's talking about, guys, is like most these door-to-door programs, they recruit college kids. So like, hey, summertime, you come out, sell, go back, go to college, whatever, and then by like 2 years in, you're making more than your professor, and you quit. It's usually what happens.
Yeah.
But now they've started to be smart enough to go, hey, you can make great money, do it year round. You don't have to go so hard, but you can kind of spread it out. But dude, and by the way, we'll just put in a plug. If anyone wants to learn sales, dude, hit up Dallan. I'm sure he wouldn't hate to have some reps to working with him. But no, for real, dude, straight up, this isn't to recruit people to do door-to-door sales, but like, could you think of a better way to learn how to to do sales than to freaking just go knock on doors?
No, I clearly not. I mean, I coming from a small town in Utah and like I didn't graduate college, bro. I dropped out. Like and I lived in LA for a long time. That's where I like really got into door to door. LA is probably the gnarliest place to knock on someone's
Dude,
door and try and
California
sell
in
them something.
general, but LA is crazy. You didn't get
It's
shot?
not. No, I mean, we're alarms, you're in the ghetto, pest control, you're in the nice places. But I mean, not only that, but like just your mindset on money and say like how businesses work and run and just adding value to people. I think door to door is amazing. But I mean, again, not to say I think if I hadn't come to door to door, if I had just a tech background, I think I would maybe even be better like off on some other aspects of it. I'm really good at the sales aspect. I need to work on like the systems and processes and like my organization. A lot of these things that some of you guys might be like way better at me. So there's always, pros and cons to what you do.
Totally. Anyway, yeah, I think it's awesome. I've said this, I'll stand by it. But if you're here in this group, right? This is our free group. So a lot of people, yeah, some people that are just like sniffing around, what's this model? You got some people that are, they've been trying it on their own. You probably have a couple people that have been trying on their own for a while. You have some people that tried it, went away. They're like, I'm gonna come back. Like you have all different types. Um, it's dude, it's cool to see like people are actually making money on this, dude. Like real money. And I've been part of a lot of groups. I'm still part of a lot of groups. And like in a lot of these groups, when somebody gets like their first website, they're like, woo, I bought my first domain and got my first lead. And it's like, dude, we see like real deals like, oh, this person got this deal. This person got this deal. This person, Brian Dalton's at $34,000 a month in a year, which by the way, I've seen his Stripe account. I've spent time with it. Like, he's not full of shit. It's real. People are making real money. And so back to what you said in the beginning, it's like, it's hard to like really argue that. You just have to follow the steps.
Yeah, I mean, my original post in the free group was, back when I was at BlueHost, I had a salary. I was like, oh, dude, I'm making 50K a year. Like, this is good salary, right? No college degree, whatever. And I fast forward, it's now my side. I'm trying to grow this, obviously, but I'm looking at an income that's more than what my actual job used to be. And it's just like it's a cool perspective shift. And I'm clearly not I have a full-time job outside of this, so I'm not putting full-time work in, but I'm still making more than I was at my full-time job. So it's sick, dude.
That's sick, man. And that's the goal, right? You get it up, and I don't think you have to just go ahead and quit your full-time thing. I think that's the purpose. You moonlight, you side hustle, you get it up to a comfortable spot, and then you transition out of it when the time comes. It's like I think it was last week we ended up doing it on Wednesday. By the way, I didn't even say this. I apologize, bro. I'm completely off on the
Okay.
time.
I've
You
had I have had like two or three people. Oh shit, I missed a meeting too. Oh no, dude.
Uh-oh.
Um,
Yeah, go ahead and
yeah.
message. But the point
Anyways,
is,
yeah, I got a few
daylight
texts.
savings is retarded. Like what is daylight savings? Luckily in Arizona they don't do it, but I got on and someone's like, "Is this mountain time?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm on GMT, which is it's 4:40 here." And I was like, "Crap, dude." So anyway, thanks for being a
It's
little bit
all
behind.
good, dude. It's all good. I think cool, thanks.
Yeah.
I had to call the business owner and missed it. But anyways, I going back to that, it's like I 100% agree. Like you don't have to go all in, and I think that's the best way to do it. For me, I'm just gonna throw this out there is like, um, I saw a huge difference when I like, because here was my thought process, dude. When I was looking into this, right? I'm like, dude, I have a sales background. I have a tech background. I was like, I can probably piece these things together being outside of a group, right? Like I was like, I could probably do that. Um, but and maybe I could. That's here nor there. But what I really like have realized is when I actually like committed, right? Like God, the universe, whatever you want to like, when you really commit to something, you put your energy and your like focus and your commitment to it. And that's not to say I'm spending more time on it than outside my job. I just mean like when I committed and paid for a group, and like really took that step and was like, no, if I really want to push myself, I've got to be around people who are doing it for one, and who are going to, hold me accountable. Like anything that's, the free group's great, and a lot of these things are great, but it's like when you are, for example, I'm in have you heard of Weird Today? It's a
Yeah.
Utah, like, yeah,
Jimmy Rex.
Jimmy Rex, yeah. So I'm in that, right? And it's like his leadership group's not cheap. It's like 1,500 a month.
Okay.
And it's like you want to like be around people who, have high net worth, they're smart, they're businessmen, they're really doing shit with their lives. Like sometimes you got to pay for it. You know what I mean? You got to get in that proximity. And anyways, like I've had a huge like return on that, and I see that in a lot of different areas. So it's just been cool to like, but as soon as I committed and stuff, like things just kind of start happening, and it's like it's just kind of how it goes, man. That's life, you
So
know.
true. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. I know a bunch of people that, no, I wouldn't say a bunch, probably 5 to 6 that are probably, is it one group?
No, there's like four now. He's grown it to
Oh,
a pretty
okay.
big thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I know a few people that are in that. We'll chat after. But no, it's true, man. It's like I remember for me with back in 2016, I was doing door to door, and I was like for me it came to this point, I'm like I can't do this anymore. I can't. And I had one kid. Yeah, one kid, married, and I didn't
Yeah.
mind the moving, but like I could tell my wife's like it wasn't gonna last too much longer. Like she's like the fun was over. And I was just like, I
Yeah,
can't do
for
this. And I
sure.
remember I went out and I'd heard about this whole rank and rent thing, but I didn't really look too far. And I went out the very first day and I didn't have my licensing because the city was being weird. And so I had to freaking shadow my like co-manager, which sucked. I couldn't knock a door legally. And I was so burned out, dude. Day one, hadn't even knocked the door. I'm in Alabama, just moved the family out there, and I'm like, I gotta get out of this. So like literally the first day I went home. And I'm like, what was that thing called? And I'm like, I'd start like it'd be the equivalent of like watching the YouTube channel or in the free group watching interviews, and I just consuming this stuff. And yeah, finally did the same thing, jumped on a call, and I just was getting information, and then finally these guys like, yeah, it's 8 grand, whatever, and I'm like, what? And he calls, I'm like, I pulled the old, got to call the wife, got to call the wife, which at the
Of
time
course.
was kind of true. So call the wife, doesn't answer, calls again, does answer. Hey, remember that thing I told you about? No. Yeah, yeah, that thing. Yeah, she doesn't. She's lying. Yeah, it's 8 grand. Classic pitch to the wife. It's 8 grand. She's like, why? What? Like, baby starts crying. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. Okay, boom. So then I call him back, or he's on the line, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to hit you up, dude. And the best thing that he ever did for me is the guy said, he's like, no, you won't. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you're not calling me back tomorrow. I'm like, what do you? Yeah, well, I'm like, I'm not gonna let you. He's like, you just got them telling me you're sick of door to door. You're sick of the rat race, blah blah blah. And he's like, you're just gonna. It basically was like, you're just gonna be a little bitch like that. Like he's like, why don't you get your wife on the phone then? Like,
Damn.
should I be talking to her? And I was just everything was perfect timing. It was the right thing, the right place. And finally, I was like, I just sat there for like almost a full minute, and I was like, all right, tell me.
Wow.
Here's my credit card. But I remember the same thing. And I went home and I'm like, I have to make this work because I just spent 8 grand and I'm gonna make this work. And lo and behold, I've made millions, like actually millions of dollars, not just saying that, like millions of dollars from that decision. So
Yeah.
I agree, dude. I 100% agree. You want to get around people that are doing it. You want to get around people that have done it. Why would you waste the time to try and learn it yourself? And to answer your question, could you have figured it out? Yeah, bro. Like you could have pieced it together, but why? Why? Like Why would I try to do that if I already know?
Maybe the lessons that it takes time. You learn lessons that cost money, and then you're just pushing down the road, and you're like, eventually, sometimes you're like, F this, I'm out. But
Nope.
again, more than anything is just that accountability and being around people who hold themselves to that standard too. I think that's literally like a huge reason why a lot of the people in the group are successful. But and
Yep.
again, dude, on a universal or whatever, I'm like a little bit bigger like thinker. Like I try and think on that level. I legitimately feel like as soon as I committed on that level, things kind of start opening up. You know what I mean? It's just kind of how the universe works.
I agree. It's weird like that. There's some certain principles that are actual principles, and you do certain things happen. I agree with you on that. So, so what's your goal with this, man? Is your goal to like get this as big as possible? But actually, let's talk about this first. Um, you have a couple deals now. Your first one that you got, was it kind of like textbook, set everything up, leads, boom, boom, boom? Did you have to go through a couple business owners? Was it a dog fight? How did the first one go?
I mean, dude, I'll get to my actual first close deal. I'll be the first one to admit I like to learn lessons the hard way. So I had, and I have like a good network of friends who are own businesses or starting businesses, and it's so much easier to want to be like, oh, dude, like they already want to work with me. I don't have to cold call them. Like, I had a friend who was like starting an epoxy company here in Phoenix, and dude, the numbers did not line up, but it's like, bro, he already wants to work with me. I can just send it. It was just a waste of time and money. I got him a lead or two, but in the end, like the cost just didn't add up. Neither of us were going to make money.
Oh,
Chased a few others. And finally I was just like, I gotta branch out, dude. I know I want to work with local businesses and friends or whatever, but let me really get back to the basics, the training, stuff like that. But again, it's kind of cool how my first deal worked out, dude. It's kind of a crazy story. It's like I 100% followed the training, but it was like, it's these kind of weird, like stories that are developed. So my friend does like, he wraps cars and detailing and tinting, right? But he took a trip to Hawaii, Big Island, and he was like hanging out with a car influencer girl, and he got back and was telling me about the car scene there, and I was like, cool, dude. Let me research like some market there and see what's going on. Lo and behold, like it's a pretty decent market for some of this stuff. So I'm like, set up a site, dude. Like, find a business owner, and these lead like it just worked out. But it was like this random like it just kind of like you get ideas for niches, and like you kind of just follow the crumbs. And I think a lot of people get stuck in the niche. Like I've had a few people message me and just be like, oh, I'm kind of stuck on the niche and whatever. It's like, I mean, simple. That's why in the training, you keep it simple at first, and then you can kind of expand and whatever. But yeah, I think this is cool because you can be as creative as you want with it, dude.
yeah.
As long as the numbers are there. But
Exactly. I always would say, if you're, I think I said this a couple weeks ago, if you're brand new to this and you're like, you want to get your first deal, go ahead, make a list of every single person that owns a business. Step one. Step two, look at all those businesses and get rid of the ones that don't fit the model, right? Like obviously, oh, my friend owns a restaurant. That's not gonna be, you're not gonna get leads for that. My friend owns a software company. It's not, could it work? Maybe. We want phone driven businesses. We want high ticket, decent volume. We want to have high margin. We want to make sure it's not a storefront, like all these things. Okay. Now maybe there's only 10 of those people that I know that those fit the category. Next, what city do they service? Okay, now I have all these niche and city, and then go do your research. Or what I would do before that is I'd probably call those ones and I'd say, hey, could you handle more business if I could get you some jobs? You already know them. It's easy, right? You're getting that soft commitment. Yeah, actually, that would be interesting. And now you have 10 people, or maybe let's say out of those, only 5 of them said yes, or 6 of them said, yeah, I would take leads. Now you can go do the due diligence on 6 city and niche combinations, and you go and take the 2 or 3 that fit the criteria of, they're not super competitive, the CPC is under $5, blah, 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 all the stuff that we teach in the training. And you go and you set up the landing page with those, And those are easy deals. Now you may do this exercise and none of them work out. And you're like, okay, well, I tried. And that's kind of what happened with you. So I would highly recommend if you can find people that you know, that's the best thing, but make sure that the numbers still add up, because no matter how much they like you, no matter how much they trust you, no matter how much you're their friend, they have to make money.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's a donation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got it, bro. You get it. Okay, we got let's do this. We got just a couple more minutes. If anybody has any follow-up questions, or any questions or comments they want to ask Dallan, let us know. Or if anyone wants to sign up to be a door-to-door sales rep as well, I think they might be hiring. He's got a couple of open spots. Dude, you know what's so funny? I got freaking sold on door-to-door because I got a Facebook message that said, hey, just some bullshit. Hey, the company I work for is hiring, and we're looking for hungry, smart people, and you came to mind. Like, just that classic, dude, just baited me in. I was like, yeah, then later I find out, like, oh, this company hires basically anybody, and
Anybody? Yeah.
it's all commission, and it's like tough. But thank goodness I opened the message. So but for real, guys, if you guys are in Phoenix, or you guys like, hey, I want to learn sales, such a good experience. You're gonna get your teeth kicked in. You're gonna freaking want to quit a lot. Yeah, it's hard, but man, it's teaching you so much good stuff. And if nothing else, dude, go do it for a week, and then you'll come back to this and go, wait, I get to
Yeah.
sit in the AC. I'm calling business owners and giving them leads. Like when you're doing door, it's not like you're knocking on the door as a pest control, being like, hey, I'm going to spray your house for free for the first 3 months and then you pay. It's like, you're just like, they're paying day one. I mean, I know you guys give like 50% off bullshit, but like they're paying, dude.
100%. This is I mean, I'm not a business guru or anything. I've been around a lot of people with business. I've helped my brother grow his office. I've done a lot of different things. And this model is like, as far as a business and starting a business, it's like the lowest barrier to entry. It's like you can piece together all these things and like the money's there. So it's cool, man. I'm stoked on it.
Speaking of which, let's talk about the pest control niche really quick. I've had, because me and you, we probably have a lot of the same network. We got a lot of people that are in sales. And I remember thinking, man, I actually started with when I first got into this, your immediate thoughts is what you know. If I could get leads for alarms, dude, I could just sell over the phone, right?
Right.
Doesn't fit the bill, doesn't fit the criteria with alarms. However, I did the same steps. I built the site, the whole thing, and I actually did get a couple leads. And the guy I gave him to, we did like a deal where he was giving me a commission. He actually paid me, so I made a little bit of money, but it's not a good. Home security is not the niche for this. Okay,
Right.
pest control, I would argue, probably isn't either, because it is fairly brand driven for the companies that are local, and then for everybody else, you're getting your door knocked on, right? Like that's how it's sold. But I would say that, like, if you're somebody like you and you have like your own office and everything, I assume, right?
Yeah.
So you have your own office. I could see that being interesting, where like you build a website and you use the company branding, which you may have to get some approval for, but if they'll let you, and
Right.
you're going to be at that company and you are very strategic, like you're in Phoenix, okay, well, let's look at Queen Creek. Let's look at Gilbert. Let's look at, these really tiny little pockets. There could be some interesting plays there. But as a whole, because I've tried it, pest control is a bit tougher because there's good money in it, dude. There's
For
good money.
sure.
So anyway, I do think if I owned a company or I had an office, I knew I was going to be there, and I found some low-hanging fruit in like a Queen Creek, I think it could be interesting to test out some of those markets. Because it's going to be different. You're going to make way more than just $1,000. You're going to be making how much per deal, and you're getting leads that you don't have to go knock on the door. So that could be an interesting play.
Yeah, I haven't thought about it at those angles. Maybe some of these outskirts or just, it really comes down to maybe how I brand it. That was kind of my hang up, but yeah, if I line that up right, it could work out. So I might want to look into it more.
What you could do too is, instead of branding it with the company name, obviously in the domain, you could just do it generic, still Queen Creek Pest Control. And then you can put the logo of the company on there as a JPEG and name it something different. And the internet, the Google the bots don't know that that's the brand. They just know it's an image. So it could be like the image could be like Queen Creek Pest Control logo .jpg, and you'd be completely fine, right? Because then if you end up switching companies, you'd still own the domain.
Yeah.
So that could be interesting. But I know somebody that did this with solar.
Mm-hmm.
They were in one of my training groups. They did not do like the traditional like go get clients like they should have, but they did go and like built all these micro websites in all these cities across Utah and had really good success, got tons of leads. And I was like, that's interesting because I knew it would work, but it's so competitive, bro. Maybe even as much or more so than pest.
Well, when you said that, it's like I don't, obviously Phoenix and even Queen, like there's a bunch of companies, but I mean, you made me kind of think like even some of these other states with like smaller markets and local companies, like that could work too. So I might want to
Yeah.
look into it. You know, the
Yeah.
deal, I wouldn't make it, you know, the commission wouldn't be there. I'd have to do like a flat fee, but still, it's like it's a niche that could work. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you could try it. You know the industry, you know the logo, you know the lingo. You calling a business owner, hey, it's not, hey, I'm Dallan. It's, hey, I own I run a pest control office in Phoenix, and I've been doing this down here, and it's crushing it. And I thought I'd duplicate this over here. Like, dude, that
Yeah,
person's like all ears. You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
Or you go to
Yeah.
like one of these freaking bro cons, what a door-to-door con with Sam Taggart, and it's just you're just freaking handing out cards, baby. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
interesting.
right.
But no, dude, I appreciate you being on and yeah, let's go blow it up, dude. When are you trying to get to 10K by? Like what's your goal in your head? I know you
Oh,
gotta.
dude, my original money map, I think it's August, and that's kind of I re-solidified that goal. So it's August. I got, you know, some months ahead. Um, got some work to do for sure.
But
That's
you
like my barrier to like leave door to door, like get off doors, like 10K. So that's still the goal. But you know, I love pushing for goals. I want to hit it. Even then, it's like I'll keep pushing until I can make it happen. So
bro.
it's I like yeah, I kind of bullshitted a lot, you know, traveled too much, whatever. This, I'm kind of locked in. I'm staying here, get a knock, and then work on this and just see where it goes. So
Oh yeah. Love it, dude. Okay, well when you hit 10K, let's get you back on, bro.
sounds good, man.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. We'll talk soon. Appreciate everybody being
Bye.
on. And next week we will be at the original time because right now is it 11 for you?
Yeah. Or no,
So
it's 10 here. It's 10 in Arizona. Well, it's in Arizona, but I
yeah,
think
10
Utah's
Arizona, but we started an hour late.
correct.
Should have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. We'll talk soon. See you guys. Bye.
Later.